Play? Go the fuck away.
Okay. Are you gonna? Do you want to
Yep.
create?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can host.
What's up?
Are you hosting?
Yes, the game lobby is up.
uh, I guess I could have went live with this, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be no point because it's a half an hour.
Yeah, and I picked a Janus Savannah.
You what?
It
Oh,
changed maps on me. Starting locations, random, fixed. Actually, you know what? We'll go random. Um, Annihilate, destroy HQ. Here we go. Loading into a game. Playing a game. Nice.
you know, Unification should just do their own Steam Workshop host so that it just does how it needs to do it.
I think you just need a little bit of help with your computer, buddy. I think you just need, if you have, okay, I'm not trying to be a dick, but if you have like 8 games that don't work, I'm not saying it's you, but
Bannerlord, Bannerlord works single player, so I don't want to hear it.
yeah, it's single player you just install from Steam like every other game, so any game that you have mods on seems to break. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes, that's for
Sometimes.
sure.
Scouts reporting for duty. Scouts awaiting orders.
Sometimes all the time, but still.
Just saying.
It's not always. Leave me alone.
I know. It's okay, buddy. I'll help you however I can.
I don't know. I've always had a problem with unification though. Always. Like I cannot seem to get that some biscuit to work.
It doesn't change what I said.
Well, I will figure out the Bannerlord one though. I can do that.
Well, you know, you might need help, and sometimes it's okay, buddy. You know, like, you know, see if Brody can help you out or something, you know? It's okay.
I probably need to verify the files. I hate that. That's a thing.
I've never done that, and mine works, so...
Shh.
Build routine 721 initiated.
What was that?
I said, don't lie to me. I whispered. I would like to be able to play as the lion, so I do want that to be fixed at some point.
Yeah, let me, you know, when you have some free time and I'm working from home, just shoot me a message and let me screen share your stuff, and we'll get it figured out. No problem. I love how you're getting attacked right off rip and I'm not.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Scouts in position.
We stand ready. Ever vigilant. I await your instructions.
Scouts
Yeah,
in
this
position.
game is known for alpha striking you for no reason. Like, if you play orcs, you better expect a war boss on your base with a fucking teleporter within seconds.
Direct us to the enemy.
Scouts in position.
Faith is our shield. I await your instructions. Under fire. Awaiting orders.
She thought it was gonna be easy pickings because I was capturing the point. Nah, 2 squads. Oh,
I mean, you showed him what for. You definitely held him off for a sec. Oh, there's more. Ooh, the word bears.
Defending objective.
Busting it down, Blackule style.
Direct us to the enemy.
a flamer.
Scouts here.
Here to serve.
Flavor.
Build routine 721 initiated. Here to serve. Build routine 721 initiated. At your command.
Oh.
Under fire.
Scouts in position.
Yes, Lord. As you wish.
Oh,
Build routine
dang it, I didn't
721
finish that.
initiated.
Classic Ultramarine trap. Got him.
We stand ready. Charge.
One brother died for Lord. I'll take it.
Ever vigilant. Weapons at ready. It is time. At your command. Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiate. Yes, Lord.
Dude, the flamers are sick. Super good, especially against all the cultists out early game and stuff, you know?
Son of a biscuit.
Yes, Lord.
Eh. Eat turret, jackass.
Scouts ready.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721.
Make me spend my hard-earned money on a turret that he blows up. Showed him what for.
That's right.
Build routine 721 initiated.
Scouts ready. Scouts awaiting orders.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. For the honor of the chapter, taking command.
Yes, most beneficent one. Build routine 721 initiated.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace.
Scouts charge. Scouts charge.
Yeah, the Black Legion are done, bro. It's a wrap for them over here.
Scouts charge.
Oh, you're already all the way out there?
Mm-hmm. It was the GG before Christmas, dude.
Under fire.
Scouts charge.
Now the only thing that can pop out is cultists.
Praise the Emperor.
Scouts charge. Getting into position. Scouts charge. Scouts charge.
Ultramarine
On alert,
efficiency
brothers. The
right
enemy
there
must be
for you.
nearby.
Shh.
instructions.
I have
Casualty 7 to 1
even in
initiated.
death I still serve.
This is taking a while to cap.
Yeah, they definitely do. Oh, he got a sorcerer out. That is actually not good. Crossfire! Let's see what his cultist thinks about that guy in his face.
For the Emperor! At last, back to war. Marine squad deployed. Fear denies faith. Under fire! For the Emperor! For the Emperor! Even in death I still serve.
Scouts charge. Scouts charge.
Marine
Scouts
squad deployed.
charge.
Faith is our shield. Faith is eternal. For the Emperor!
I shall
Come
not
here, Defiler. About to melt a bomb the deuce out of this guy, dude.
for the Emperor.
Marine squad deployed. Faith is our shield.
Boom. That's how you take him to half health. Super fast.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Faith is eternal. Moving out.
Stop putting holes in my chapter, master.
It is better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself.
My aim shall not falter.
Fear denies faith.
Well, good game, bud.
At your command.
Yeah.
Weapons at ready. It is at your command. Charge.
Look at that crisp blue
The
dog.
Emperor protects.
It is better to die for the Emperor.
Can't
than
believe
live for
my force
yourself.
commander's still alive. No, don't kill
My
him.
aim shall
Ah!
not falter.
He's too young to die.
My
I gotta
aim
pull
shall
out
not
just a
falter.
second.
My aim
Put
shall
my
not
melter
falter.
grenades recharge. Oh, never mind. I guess you killed him with the dreadnought.
My aim
Checks out.
shall not falter.
Yeah.
You have a ton of dudes coming.
Yeah. I wasn't just sitting there doing nothing.
Oh, I'm sitting there doing nothing. I haven't done anything at my base in forever. I was like, I got enough.
That's why I was like,
I
I'll
have
just
like
throw some guys in, and
yeah, I have like 1,000 in resources.
I have 1,500 and 1,200.
My aim shall not falter. My aim shall not falter. Today the enemy shall know.
Bro, look at his fortress, okay? You looking at its health bar?
Mhm.
One sec, these are about to finish. Alright, watch these crack grenades. Donk, donk. This should be good. It's a pretty fat chunk of damage.
Scouts charge.
Dude, my stomach's killing me for some reason.
We had the same resources.
Yeah, we crushed him there. That was like not even funny.
I'll join again.
Yeah, we probably have one more in us, right?
Yeah.
That's a good map, huh?
I like that one. Not as much as I like Dread Peaks, but I like that map too.
Let's run some Dread Peak, dude. It is open.
Dangles. So you're leaning to the
It is every day. It seems more and more like it.
Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurfing. Yeah, we'll actually run it as the guard. Nah. We'll just stick to the Space Marine. Ooh.
Necrons. Oh, buddy.
Negrons. They don't play games. They are the cheekiest faction in this whole game, besides the
That's
Eldar themselves.
They have some of my favorite lore though. Like the whole
They are.
Necronter thing in the War in the Star or War in Heaven.
They are one of the coolest factions, guaranteed. Everything. They have tons of cool stuff. Cool characters, cool current lore. One of the guys literally just throws out Pokeballs.
Are you talking about the Collector?
Brazen.
Yeah.
Scouts reporting for duty.
Ooh, that's not. Cancel that. Cancel that. That's not where I want that. I do not want that right next to where the enemy can.
Scouts initiated. Infiltrating enemy territory.
I have the same opener every time. Yeah, you're like on the same path as me, but too.
I am almost exactly on the same path as you, to be honest with you.
That's what I said. You should try to go for these.
I'm putting another scout unit out right now to do so.
Scouts reporting for duty. Scouts in position.
Word.
Infiltrating enemy territory.
You don't want them to get behind you.
Defending objective. Ready. Infiltrating enemy territory.
I await your instructions.
Oh, that's such a sick color scheme for Necrons.
The Novak, the red?
What is your will?
You talking about the red?
Yes, I said I probably didn't come through all the way, sorry.
No, you're good. I didn't hear.
Defending objective.
Try to bully me back here.
Yes, Lord.
Defending objective.
Making it happen, Chief.
Under fire.
Build routine 721
We stand
initiated.
ready. Charge.
Yes,
Our
Lord.
bolters hit harder than their guns, just a heads up, but they have more health and armor.
Build routine 721 initiated.
What is your order? Cleanse, purge, kill.
We did have dang near the same exact strategy.
Scouts
Yes,
awaiting
sir.
orders.
That's funny.
Yes,
How you get this
Lord.
bread?
Scouts ready.
I command in the name of the Emperor. On alert, brothers.
Why
The
it's
enemy
just,
must
yeah.
be nearby. For the honor
A little
of
bit
the
quicker on the draw because
Yes,
I played
most
fucking absolute
beneficent
fuck
one.
then. You know what I mean?
Build routine 721 initiated.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
What's your order? Charge. Under fire.
Gotta defend my worker bee here.
Definitely. It will turn the tide for us if we get these turrets up. It's pretty much a wrap.
Squad morale restored. At your command. Squad broken.
Today the enemy shall know fear. taking command. This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Here to serve.
What would you have me do? My aim shall not falter.
Ah, those Gauss cannons are hurting me.
Yeah, Gauss don't play. Like the strong, you know, in lore, it's a very strong weapon.
Objective.
My faith is my shield.
Defending objective.
I await your instructions. Build routine 721 initiated.
Beware
Those
the
wraiths
alien,
hit
mutant,
stupid hard.
the herald. For the glory of the Emperor.
Makes me sad they're not that good in the tabletop. They are good. They just hit on 4, isn't it,
He who
Travis?
stands with me shall be my brother.
Here to serve. Build routine 721
He who
initiated.
stands with me shall be my brother. Agreed. My aim shall not falter.
Under fire.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Now we have the resource advantage in every way. I'm holding the back relics and holding the top.
Emperor protects.
But Necrons don't need supply. They only need power, so they actually don't need those locations. The only thing it gives them is more troops and a place to
Build
teleport.
routine
I think
721 initiated.
While the enemies of
Just
the
so you know.
Emperor still draw breath, there can be
Yeah.
they don't need any of this stuff to sustain. That's why we have to like push so far for it. 'Cause it's very important we get it, or else we're screwed. You know, Necrons are tough. That's why they're so janky.
Yes, Lord.
I can hit their base from here. Just kidding. That's not their full base, but
I shall obey.
Yeah, I'm hitting one of their plasma generators are the most important thing they have. So, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm. Ah, build more generators.
I await your instructions. Build routine 721 initiated.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace.
This is Space Marine tacticalness right here, dude.
What do you mean?
We're just, you know, pushing in slowly but surely.
Oh yeah.
Space Marine! Oh, played one shot.
The Emperor protects.
Yeah, I know, they're scary boys. I know. They're
My
super scary.
aim shall not falter.
Are they 2 bolter turrets scary? I don't think so.
This
How hard
4
do they hit?
bolter turrets scary now.
86 damage in melee? That's pretty
Direct us
intense.
to the enemy.
Oh, where are you lads going?
Kill. At your command.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace.
Yes, Lord.
Marine squad deployed.
Build routine 721
Direct us to
initiated.
the enemy. Charge.
Oh, hello.
My faith is my shield.
Moving out.
Let's
Awaiting
not get
orders.
caught behind enemy lines, boys. Come on.
Moving out. Charge.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Charge. Charge. Yes, my lord.
Yes, Lord. Build routine 721 initiated.
Praise the Emperor.
Weapons at ready. It is
Did they
fear
build the
denies
Forbidden
faith.
Archive? That's a waste of resources, buddy. Silly game.
Direct us to the enemy.
Silly AI. You fools! Is this Wraith back here? Like, how do I get to those Space Marines without dying? Impossibly, buddy.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
We're just working our way down.
Hmm. I got his fortress to like half health.
Unrelenting assault.
It's the only way to do it. The game wouldn't give you a break. I'm not gonna give the game a break.
Today the enemy shall know fear. Praise the Emperor.
What are these scouts doing? What's up, bud? I just got some scouts chilling over here with you. See, two
Oh, there's a
spiders.
Necron Lord. Hello.
Yeah, they do like to teleport. That's the thing they do. They're like, hey, I'm here. What's good?
I have awoken. Squad morale. We are the Emperor's chosen.
Say goodbye to your scouts.
Ah! They're doing their job, dying while other things that are more important don't die.
Yeah, no, that they took the Necron Lord, not... The Necron Lord was like, I'll fight those guys, it's fine.
Yeah. He's like, you know what makes way more sense?
Will you stop doing the exact same things as me? My Dreadnought's
think-
heading that way too.
We just got it under wraps, dude. Space Marines, you know what I mean?
Did you
This
know?
is Tomb Spider.
And a fun
305?
little bit of lore for you, that the Dark Angels were the first. Like, it's not like, oh, they're the first legion. They're the first. They're the template that all other Space Marine legions are from.
That is pretty wild.
So the this is actually part of their downfall and their pride, but they would test out the new weapons and try the tactics, and they were how the Dark Angels waged war was the precursor to the the Codex Astartes. But once the other
Why have we not won?
oh, because there's Builder Scarabs over here. They're trying to build a secondary.
Yeah, I see that. Sorry, continue what you were saying.
So they
Generators blow up when they explode. Don't let your boys be too close to that one.
Yeah.
When it explodes.
they once the Space Marine chapter started getting more and more specialized, so like, you know, Dorn and his defensive capabilities and stuff like that, the less the Dark Angels stood out. They just became first among many. They weren't like first, like the best. So they started taking on riskier and riskier situations, combats, battles, whatever. And then, so before the Lion was found, they had almost decimated their own number, taking on more and more intense battles and getting more and more glory. And so when the word of the Lion came, the Dark Angels were split. Half of them raced to Caliban to make sure that they presented themselves and apologized for their like wanton abandon, while the other half went further into like glory so that they could bring trophies to their lost Primarch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so the Dark Angels were the army present at the death of the Thunder Warriors.
Yeah, like they helped with the culling, didn't they?
They were the Space Marines that were present at the culling. That was the Dark Angels. They also had access to the best weapons from like the Dark Age of technology and stuff like that. That was still the case with when the Lion was there, though. And then there's rumor that people like to say that Russ is who the Emperor would send if your punishment was to be a public spectacle. But the Lion is who he would send if your entire race and your entire history book was gonna go bye-bye. He'd send the Lion. And so there's a theory
I
that
heard him.
You heard
Sorry,
me?
I did hear you. Continue, DJ.
but there's a running theory that the Emperor sent the Lion to deal with the other two Primarchs, and that's why there's no record of them anywhere. There's no nothing. Is that the Lion basically wiped all trace of their existence away, because that's what he does for the Emperors. He just does, like, say goodbye to you, your kids, your culture, everything.
Yeah, that's why Lehman Russ is called the Emperor's executioner as well. 'Cause he's
Mhm.
the one that actually killed the Primarchs. You know what I mean? I mean, the Lion erased him, but the one that actually killed him was Russ. I'm pretty sure is the whole deal. Because he tells Magnus, he's like, I am not the Emperor. It's like when Horus sends him to talk to Magnus, but there was that misunderstanding. But that's what the burning of Prospero is when the
Mhm.
Space Wolves and the Thousand Suns fight. Because fucking Lehman rolled up there and he was like, I'm the Emperor's executioner. What do you think happened to your other two brothers? Come home, come to Terra. You know what I mean? He was like, why don't you suck my balls? And then the burning of Prospero happened, and now the Thousand Suns hate the Space Wolves forever.
Yeah,
Classic.
the thing is, people are like, Russ and the Lion hate each other, but their whole like wrestling thing, it's friendly, like,
Yeah, I don't think they hated each
and
other at
they
all. I
actually
think they were
have
like the tightest.
they have very similar personalities. They just express it differently. So
The only ones who were probably tighter were Ferris, Manus, and Fulgrim. But you saw
you
how
saw how that played
turned
out.
Yeah, chopped off his
Um,
head.
Sanguinius and Horus were supposedly very close
Oh
too.
yeah, oh yeah, I remember that. And then the Khan and Sanguinius were pretty close. That's why they were like they hung out pretty often. It was like
The
one day
Khan
Khan hung out with.
and the Lion were also close.
Yeah, and then
Because the
Imperium
Lion liked how
Secundus.
how the Khan was very straightforward in all of his dealings and was like, you're being an idiot, and basically would tell people how it was.
That checks out, right?
hmm But
Um,
it is past the midnight mark, and right as Broads joins, I thought you were sleeping or something. It just said you were away.
I feel like poopy.
No,
my stomach's killing me, no cap, broads. I gotta take a
Yeah.
fat shit here in a
I was
second.
just
It's
talking
been
lore
fucking
that's gonna be the very end of this recording, so
Oh, very nice.
yeah. But did you hear Chase and I were talking, Broads? Your boy might be coming back soon too.
Dorn?
Dorn, yeah.
Yeah.
The only part of him that's missing is his hand. When Dorn died, they didn't find his body. They only found that hand, the pain glove that he would put on and think. 'Cause he's a fucking idiot. He's like, I can't think unless I'm feeling extreme pain from this glove. That's the glove is the only thing they found when they were like, he's dead.
Korvax could come back too, couldn't he? He basically is just a giant bird in the warp, right?
That's the assumption. He chased Lorgar into the warp, and Lorgar sits in his tower. That's why Lorgar hasn't returned either, because Lorgar's like, well, if I go outside, Korvax is just gonna fucking kill me. So, I think I'm just gonna chill, boys, and write my poems about chaos. You know what I
Which
mean?
one was the one that the lion dueled in Ultramar?
Or Conrad Kurz
Yeah,
during
the Night Lord.
yes, Conrad Kurz was like, I don't know how to put it, running around killing a bunch of people and doing what Night Lords do.
He also
In
disappeared
Ultramar.
in one of their, I think it was the Dark Angel's ship. He just dipped into the bowels of the ship and nobody could find him until eventually the lion was like, I gotta do this. This dude's pissing me off. And he went and
Yeah.
found him.
It was actually a big problem. So, okay, so
Mhm.
Sanguinius was named Emperor, right? And Gilliman is the Lord, like, regent of Ultramar, so he's like, well, this is my area. And then the Lion was named the War Master, actually.
Mhm.
You know, like Horus, right?
Oh, trust,
So,
I know my good deal about the Empire
so
Secundus.
when Conrad Kurz was going around doing everything, the Lion was like, bro, I'm about to start blowing up any planet that guy's on. You know? And
There was
Gilliman was like, no, please, don't. This is Ultramar, for the love of God. And then the Lion was like, hey, have you heard about me not giving a fuck and blowing up planets anyways? And they actually almost fought, but then they caught Conrad Kurz in, like, the actual Ultramar planet itself.
McCrag.
McCrag, thank you. So when they caught him actually on McCrag, and the Lion was like, let's execute his bitch ass. Yeah.
You did miss a part though, where
Uh,
Kurz told them that the lion called down an orbital strike anyways on his location.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's where I was like, and the lion said, I don't really
Oh
give a
yeah,
fuck.
but he didn't. Like there was just wanton destruction. He was like, I didn't, but Curse was like, he did. He straight blew that
Oh,
place up.
I
So he did
believed
it to
Curse.
sow dissension.
Oh, I believed Curse, bro. He did
Because
it. It won. It worked.
like
Yeah.
because the lion and Guilliman were gonna come to, well, maybe come to
Blows.
blows for it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so that ended with the lion leaving. But then he comes back and he's like, I'll be his jailer, and then he fucking escapes and wreaks havoc on the lion's ship for like it's like a year almost that he's on his ship just like around on the lower levels and like randomly abducting people and killing them and like blowing shit up.
He's Among Us.
Yeah.
Conrad Curse Among Us twerk emoji, dude. Fucking. No, oh, you know what you were saying about like the First Legion and then them being all the way back like in the Dark Age? Did you know that they are the only chapter with the stratagem in the actual tabletop game? It's called Relics of the Dark Age. Turns you gives your plasma weapons an extra damage
That doesn't
because they're
surprise me.
pretty cool, right?
It is cool. They fought in the last battles of the Unification Wars. So
Yeah.
they are also the most pure from their Primarch. So like they, at least at that point, because the material was still basically there.
Yeah, I
Um,
see what you're saying.
yeah, so they were the best soldiers all around, which makes sense because the lion is like good at all of
Yeah,
it, but
yeah,
not
he's like
the
Gilliman.
best at any of it, if
He's
that
like
makes sense.
Gilliman, but Gilliman's better at taxes, and the lion is genuinely a better fighter. Yeah.
He does rank higher than Guilliman on like the top 10 strongest Primarchs or whatever. He's actually, I think he's fourth, and you've got Horus at first, obviously, and then Sanguinius is second, and then I think Angron is third, and then the Lion
Probably
at
Russ.
fourth, and Russ is right there because they
Yeah.
dueled to a
Russ, Khan,
standstill pretty
Fulgrim.
much. But what was that thing I sent you? If I could find it, that's like he could match tactics with Guilliman, swords with Russ, and something something else. I can't remember. But
At
yeah,
the
he
end of the
was.
day, I think, okay, so here's, okay, go ahead, say what you're gonna
No,
say.
you're
Go
fine.
ahead. Alright, at the end of the day, I think without Horus being juiced by chaos and anybody, like, if they were all just as they were in their prime near the end of the Crusade, right, with Horus getting named War Master, I think Sanguinius bodies them all. And that's just because of, like, lore examples, okay? You know, kills a Keeper of Secrets, kills a Bloodthirster, kills Kabanda, goes, fights Scarbrand, rips the butcher's nails out of Angron's head, or sorry, not Scarbrand, Angron, rips the butcher's nails out of Angron's head after fighting all of those guys and holding Terra for like 2 weeks, and then goes and fights Horus juiced up and dies.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I
is.
mean?
There was a cool theory about. Well, it wasn't so much a theory, but it was just a question posed, like an alternate universe thing,
Mm-hmm.
where any of the other Primarchs could have made it in time, and most people are like, he probably wouldn't have died if like the Lion or Guilliman had been there, because if Guilliman had been there, he could have taken over the tactics and defense.
Yeah. It's
And
sad. Only the Khan was there. The Khan fucking fought Mortarion and pushed Mortarion off of Terra.
mhm,
But besides that, he was like fucked. It's sad.
it is sad.
Thorin's a pussy. Sorry, Brody.
It,
He's like, I'm gonna stay inside. And
he
Sanguinius is
knows
at the
what he's
front
good
door,
at.
like, what's up? You know?
There was a
Yeah.
thing where Angron actually backs down from his assault at the gates when Sanguinius shows up. He's, but then he retreats and says to his men, "There will be no surrender this day." Now that Sanguinius is there, because
Mm-hmm.
the people rally around him. He's literally like the example of what it means to be a Primarch.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. That's why they killed him though. You know what I mean? They were like, this guy's fucking the shit. Kill him. Kill him.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because he's smart, he's strong,
I
he
think
like
he's just the
inspires
fastest and
people.
strongest. Yeah, and that's his thing too. He has like that's the thing about the lion. The lion has the emperor's presence. So when he walks into a room, everybody shuts the fuck up.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But
It's
Sanguinius had like the emperor's glow, which made people like love him, you know?
it's like so they always say that the lion's a man of few words, but when he does speak, the whole room listens.
So
And
sick.
I was reading a funny thing is that two of the people that Horus was the most worried about being War Master instead of him were the lion and the angel.
Yeah. He thought Sanguinius should have had it, and that was like one of his things too that made him like doubtful and like seek out more power and shit like that, you know?
You
Um,
should have been able to tell from the Ulanor campaign that Horus wasn't all the way good there because he was so worried about the lion one-upping him that he sent him way far away on the other side of the planet. So that's why he's not even part of like the procession and stuff, is he was on the other side of the planet. So he was already jealous and shifty.
what was I gonna tell you that? I can't remember. Whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No,
I hope Bellator comes back and kills somebody.
I like the Horus Heresy. That's like my favorite time of in the lore because you know everything's going so great. It's not like you know there's deaths at the door every second of the day. It's you know demigods leading angels in battle and crushing everybody in front of them.
Yeah, I
But
like the Great Crusade a lot. The only reason I mean, there's just not a lot of people who play the Horus Heresy game, so like the chance of me just being able to go to like a local store and play it with somebody is minimal.
mhm.
And then further on that, you know, it's all old Forge World fine cast models that aren't plastic.
I thought the
But
ones that they're rolling out now are the plastic though.
the Marines are, but the new Horus isn't.
Oh
So
really?
all the Primarchs, yeah, that's why he looks so white in that picture I sent you,
Mhm.
because he's fine
That's a dope
cast.
model though.
Yeah, it is. I should have sent you a fully painted one, but I wanted you to see the size comparison so
I
you could see
like
what the new lion model would be like.
You know what's funny is like before he falls, Horus is actually pretty cool. Like he's got a lot of charisma and like he's a good leader and like his men all like love him. But
Yeah, he's a
after he
cool guy.
falls, it's awful. The person who has the saddest fall to chaos, I think, is Fulgrim though.
I think Fulgrim's Fall to Chaos is just whack. Have you
I've read
heard
his
have you
book.
read about you read about the play? And where they're like watching the play and then they start all like beating the shit out of each other and Fulgrim's crying and he's like, it's so fucking beautiful. And then
Mhm.
like they all start banging each other too at the same, not all the Emperor's children. They were just in the audience with a bunch of other people, okay?
Mhm.
Yeah. Because they're Space Marines. They don't do that, supposedly. But supposedly they were though, you know, it's interesting. Okay, so they're just like doing all that, and then the dancer lady turns into a exalted demonette or Allurus,
Mhm.
Alluress, right? The
Mhm.
hero, the HQ choice, and then they all start fighting or whatever, and then the music stops once there's like too much bloodshed, and then the Emperor's children pick up the instruments because they want the noise to continue, and those were the first noise marines. You know,
Yeah, I like the I saw a meme, I can't remember what it was, but it was like um You you're under assault. It's like you're an Imperial Guardsman. You're under assault by some Xenos. Somebody sees Space Marines. Ominous dubstep in the distance.
I know. I saw one and it was like goes to first rave and it was like the Emperor's Children pre-heresy and then it's like after first rave and it's the noise marines and stuff. I was like, God damn it.
That's awful.
Yeah, I think this fall was just weird. Like, it's just, you know, I mean, it makes sense. The perfection being chosen by the Emperor is like his guards, you know, and like his most devout, like,
His
sons. That's why they're called the Emperor's children and stuff. And they can wear his
Mhm.
Aquila.
They earned the right in their pursuit of being the most like the Emperor and proving themselves worthy. The Emperor granted them the singular right of wearing his personal sigil, the double Aquila.
I think it was during the Rungdun Wars at the
You are
beginning of the
correct.
Great Crusade where the Emperor actually got injured and they pulled him out and like sacrificed most of their legion to save him.
Yep.
And yep, that's why they get to wear the simulacrum
Yep.
of the Emperor.
But now they keep the name in a
In a funny way.
it's not a mockery
Oh, it's a
per
mockery. You know when they run
well
into battle, they yell for the Emperor.
yeah, I did know that, but they like I think the way they still see it is like they're still the most like the Emperor than any Space Marine chapter can be. So
I do think they're all mentally like messed up. I think they all see themselves completely different. Like there was a Death Guard, Plague Marine who like lost connection to the warp, was cut off by like a what are the Custodes, Sisters of Anathema? You know what I'm talking
Silent
about?
Sisters.
Thank you. So there was like a plague um, bear who was not a plague bear. That's the zombie. Oh my gosh, a plague marine who was sitting next to his sister Silence for some reason or something like that, got cut off from the warp, and he like looked at himself and immediately started like puking and was dying and was like, I'm fucking disgusting, I hate myself. So I do think like anyone who's like directly under the influence of the warp doesn't actually see themselves how they are. So
Oh no, I think it muddies them because I mean, Nurgle
yeah,
views all things plague related as beautiful, and if you're under Nurgle's influence, then you probably view that,
that's beautiful.
yeah, and
Yeah,
like I wanted to call it the cult of excess, but that's fantasy.
Slanesh.
But they revel in the sensation. They probably see like the blood orgies and all of that stuff as like the purest form of. They're basically the Cenobites from Hellraiser. Pleasure
Yeah.
and pain are one and the same, and they have such sights to show you.
That's what makes like the Night Lords think demons are disgusting. They also just think the Emperor killed 2 chapters and was gonna fucking Thunder Warrior them the second the Crusade ended. And their dad was a huge dick, Conrad Curse, you know? And so that's why I like the difference between the Night Lords and the Word Bearers. The Word Bearers know what they're doing. They're like, this is okay though, It's like we're gonna sacrifice 1,000 people for God. You know what I mean? They have no misconception about what they're doing, which is why I like the Word Bearers a ton.
You know
I think
what's
it's why
funny
I like the
is
effect gas chapter.
the first book deifying the Emperor. So, where the Imperial Truth was atheistic and all of that during the Great Crusade when the Emperor was alive, but Lorgar and the Word Bearers made it basically a Bible.
They created the Liber Hereticus.
But because there was also because it was something that they actually used the first cult of the Emperor used the book written by Lorgar as like the gospel truth as their Bible.
Oh, it's the Lectitito Divinatus. The
Yes.
Liber Hereticus is what I think it is called now, maybe? I can't remember where I heard that.
Well, I know that
Maybe that's
Liber
a...
is the low Gothic word for book, so.
Oh, I think it's the spells that they use.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have we'll make a you get your camera up and running, and we'll just do a Discord call with like a podcast, and we'll just talk all things Warhammer.
I'd be down. But yeah, that book is the same book that the Sisters of Battle pray to today. So Lorgar won. I mean, no matter what anybody says, Lorgar won. Lorgar got what he wanted. He's sitting in his tower in the warp, being like, "Hell yeah, I was right."
As he hears the crow out in the back,
caw!
yeah, the peck. He's really taken that Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah.
Nevermore to heart.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, that's funny. I got wrapped up talking about lore. This is going to be a fun video for anybody who makes it this far. It's just a lot of standing the lion and then comparisons. Because you can't help but draw comparisons because like the lion and the angel get compared a lot actually from what I've been reading recently because
Yeah.
they like the lion was considered one of the most trusted by the emperor. That's why he had all that access to special weapons and all the like he had the emperor's ear, I guess is what they said, or like his trust. But
Well, like the main reason, like I compare Gilliman, the lion, and Sanguinius, and the main reason, like the trio of them, start the Imperium Secundus and all of that, right? Is because so think about it this way. So Horus gets named the War Master, right? Everybody thinks Mortarion smells like shit. Everybody thinks Magnus is a dumbass, right? The Khan always gets sent out to the far ends of the universe because he's fast as boy. So he always gets sent out somewhere where he's like able to lightning strike, right? Ferris Manus, he's always riding around with like Horus A, Fulgrim B. So Fulgrim and Ferrus Manus were usually on campaigns together.
Mm-hmm.
Sanguinius and Horus, the Lion and Gilliman were always together, always pushing through the Great Crusade further than anybody else. They had the biggest legions. They had the highest success rate. You know what I mean?
The
The Rogaldorn sat at Terra.
that's
Perturabo was just pissed off and nobody ever liked him because he was a man-child. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. The Lion at the end of the crusade, he was, I think, ranging the farthest. Him and the Khan were out the farthest.
Yeah.
Because Horus feared the Dark Age of technology weapons, as well as the Lion or the Khan linking up with any of their brothers, pretty much. So it's interesting to see, like, 'cause Horus had a really good tactical mind. Like, he was
Yeah.
good at being the War Master. He just utilized it for evil.
Evil.
But
Yeah, that's why people most commonly compare those four, is because they actually did the most work. Like the Ultramarines actually held and took the most planets out of
mhm.
any other during the Great Crusade. You know what I mean?
the
But they didn't push as far as anybody else.
The Dangles. Oh, another source of pride for the Dark Angels is they actually went out to like the furthest human outpost in the Sol system, and they defended, like they cleared it of Xenos, and they defended it while the Emperor got ready for his crusade. So
Hmm.
that's where the green comes from, actually. Oh, no, it was black, not the green at that point. But their armor, um, when they came back from that, was black, and instead of weakening the Legion, it actually strengthened all of them into hardened veterans. That they were the ones that were sent out. This is where this rumor thing comes from about the Lion going to wipe out any race or any faction or whatever that the Emperor deemed needed it. But the Dark Angels were sent to take out the threats that were deemed too awful for the standard military or citizenry to see. So they would be sent to clear out, like, you know, the arachnid Xenos and stuff like that, but like 10 times worse.
I'm trying to remember the name of them. That's like one of the main theories of one of the lost two Primarchs, is that they ended up with the Rungduns or whatever, Rang Ding Dinglings, which are pretty much
Oh,
like
the Rangdan massacre?
no,
Or
there's
the,
a race of Xenos that could control minds, and
yeah,
then yeah, so
they were
something
slave
like that.
masters, and it was like the it's, you're right, it's the Rangdan, but it's their genocide is one of the biggest campaigns in Dark Angel history, and it actually took like a third or a quarter of their number down. So they were the biggest legion, and then through this like genocide and campaign, they were super depleted by the time that the Lion was found.
Get it up now, dude. But yeah, that's like the main theory of like one of where the first Primarchs, that one of the first lost two Primarchs. You know how they all got flung to different planets?
Mm-hmm.
The assumption is he got flung to one of their planets. That's why he had to die.
Rangdan's Xenocides, Warhammer 40K. Fought for the Imperium and Rangda Xenos during the Great Crusade in the late 800s, a series of 3 xenocidal campaigns. Lionel Johnson and Layman Russ.
During the Xenocides, a member of the 20th Legion identified himself as Alfarius, but admitting their Primarch had not been discovered came before the Lion. Yeah, technically, Alfarius was the first Primarch discovered, supposedly, but everything about them is a myth. Offered to aid the Primarch against the Rangdan in hopes that the Dark Angels would maintain their prominence, and thus one day the Lion would be made War Master.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Alpha Legion's pretty crazy. They were one of the first ones, too. I mean, the theory is that Alfarius and Omegon had been with the Emperor for the longest. And then Horus, he was like 3 planets outside of Terra. Wasn't Horus found first?
Horus was the first found, yes.
Their theory with Horus as well is the Emperor always knew he was going to be the one to betray him. So he went out and found him first, and then brought him in.
Well, the Emperor could see the future, so they say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Rangdan Xenocide took the Dark Angels suffered themselves so very dreadfully against this horror to conduct these purges, that the Ultramarines was on the cusp of becoming the largest Space Marine Legion with a strength of around 166,000 Astartes.
Yeah, and one of the theories why the Ultramarines started out so strong is because the missing Primarch's legions were given to them or dispersed between them, the Lion, fuck, who else, and the other chapters that were there in the beginning, Horus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The Luna Wolves.
The Lunar Wolves. That's the theory, though, is that's why the Ultramarines had such a big chapter, which is why they were able to take so many planets compared to like the Emperor's Children, who had like 800 dudes and were trying to keep up.
I'm sure the official story, quote unquote, is that Guilliman's administrative capabilities were so vaunted
Well,
that he was able
Guilliman,
to. Whoosh.
yeah, he would recruit from Ultramar, and he had like 500 planets in Ultramar as
He
his
had his
own
own little
system.
empire.
Yeah, so he was able. That's what the official report is. They were like, well, dude had way more planets than you, Mortarion. Step it up. Couldn't even kill your dad, pussy.
Uh, I know this
Yeah,
is like
you need
it
to
was
read. You
40
need to
minutes
watch.
of gameplay and 25 minutes of basically a Warhammer podcast.
You need to watch the new lore videos. Read the new
The
books, dude.
Arcs of Omen?
Yes.
I
So I can
know.
talk to you about them.
I
The
know.
same way Angron came down from space to fight Sanguinius at the gates of Terra, he comes down from space again. I was telling Brody about it. I was like, you know how Angron makes planetfall, dude? Just fucking yeets off his spaceship, buddy. He fucking says, I'm coming down, boys.
Did you like that meme I sent you that was like Angron materializes anywhere in the world, anywhere in the verse, the Grey Knights, cowabunga it is.
Yeah, dude, you gotta read the new lore so you can read about new Grey Knights smacking Angron ass.
Hmm.
It
We
does
all know
happen
what
for a
I'm looking
second.
forward to, but I do need to check out the Arcs of Omen because that Vashtor looks nuts too.
Vastor is sick. Korn himself manifests in fucking real space. So I'm just saying.
Korn himself manifests in real space.
Yep, breaks a planet in half.
Oh, that drops his sword down.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't surprise me. He's a sore
Sword
loser.
sick.
He does
No,
that
no, no.
sometimes.
Him himself, a sword. Okay, so I think I just want to clarify so you understand. Not a sword fell down out of nowhere and crashed. Angron lifted up his arm, and behind Angron stood Korn with his sword the size of a moon. And when Angron brought his fucking axe down onto the coral engine, or fucking Korn himself brought his sword down onto the planet and destroyed it. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
That's why I keep telling you to watch the new videos. There's sick progressions in the lore happening right now, which is why I was like, bro, the lion's coming back. There's too much shit
He's
happening
gotta.
right now.
And
Yeah.
Rowboat, like they might not get along, but Rowboat needs some help. So.
Angron can re-manifest every 8 days and 8 hours back into the mortal world anytime
8
he
is the
dies.
number of corn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that
gotta,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Dude, those new lore videos are sick. Arcs of Omen's sick. Dude, every book that comes
They
out
do
is
say
straight up sick.
that when the lion does come back, he's gonna have his own thing coming, kind of like the Arcs of Omen. So
Dude,
it'll be like a huge thing where he comes back. Like there's probably gonna be some messed up stuff happening to the Dangles where he finally makes an appearance.
here,
It'll
look,
be cool.
I'll send you the cover for the 5th book of Arcs of Omen. I'm gonna send it in Du Bois chat, okay? This is going to be the cover for the 5th book. That is the lion as a baby, the lost child lost in the forest. Those are the Dark Angel's colors. When he arrived on Caliban, remember he got lost in the forest and Luther found him after he had to like kill off animals
This
for the
is
first like few years of his life.
that's gotta be him.
Okay, let me show you examples of the other covers so you can see like here are the covers that have come out so far, and the Vashtor book is the next book that comes out, and then it's the Lost Child one.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in to what turned into a podcast. We will dedicate one to this, and I'll make them throw their cameras up, and I can pull up the pictures and stuff, and we'll actually do a whole thing for it.
Yeah,
But
you know what'd be good
thanks.
if we end up